Hey, welcome back to Blade and Brush, everyone. I'm Mike, your wet shaver, and I've got an oldie but goodie from a company that I thought had disappeared. I mentioned in my last video, Chicago Grooming Company, which started out as Oleo Soap Works, and then converted to Oleo and Company, and then finally to Chicago Grooming Company, and then it kind of disappeared from all the reseller websites like Maggot Razors and I think Shave Nation. I think that company had soaps from them. I don't remember, but it used to be on a lot of retailer sites. So, but I did find out that the company is still in business. It is actively still selling product line, although it's quite limited. For reasons that might there might be anything. It could be that the owner has a day job and, this is more of a side gig, like with Dr. John's shave soap. Could be illnesses, could be really anything. So we don't know. But it is still in operation. If you're curious about its product line, you can go to Chicago Grooming Company, search for that, and go to the website and find what it has on its product line that's not sold out. But anyway, there are a number of scent profiles that they have on there that were discontinued, and it's a real shame because today's shave soap, back when it was still under Oleo, is New City, Back of the Yards. And this has a really interesting scent combination because it is raspberry and leather. Yeah. When I first found out about it, I was like, that is just such a trippy scent profile. I have to order it. So I went ahead and did that, and I use this every now and then. I tend to use the non-current soaps, the ones that have been discontinued. I tend to use those a little bit more sparingly than I do some of the ones that are actively in production, because if I run out of that, I know I can get it again, whereas if I go through the discontinued soap too quickly, then I won't be able to get it again. So good old Phoenix Cube pre-shave soap from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, which is another favorite of mine. Does a real fine job of getting those whiskers to stand up, as well as softening them. All right, so here's the soap, as you can see. But one of the things about the wet shave community, especially the artisan soap makers, is that in order to distinguish themselves, I cannot talk. In order to distinguish themselves, they come up with all sorts of gimmicks. Some better, some not. In my experience, and this is one of the better ones. So most tallow-based soaps will use beef tallow as a base, although some, like Sterling Soap Company, which operates out of Arkansas, Chicago Grooming Company, obviously out of Chicago, Illinois, but Sterling Soap Company operates out of Arkansas, and they use either beef tallow or sheep tallow. Which, in my opinion, the mutton tallow gives it a nice bit of slickness that beef tallow doesn't quite have. But with Chicago Grooming Company, the owner, Vita, for whom I briefly did a bit of beta testing on her neem oil bath soap, which is supposed to help people with psoriasis. I have it really bad on my lower legs and on my right elbow. I've also get it on my scalp, in and around my ears, and sometimes during summer it'll develop along the mouth and chin, unless I keep it under control. And usually I do that with the psoriasis shampoo and by exfoliating. But when I was in the Philippines, my psoriasis had all but cleared up because I was getting a lot of sunlight on my legs. But yeah, Oleo, or now Chicago Grooming Company, uses duck fat. And quite frankly, I think it edges out sterling mutton tallow just a little bit. Pun intended, by the way. But yeah, a lot of scent profiles kind of disappeared from the website. Very Cherry was the first soap I got when it was still Oleo Soapworks. And that had a nice cherry and lime Kool-Aid scent. Really strong scent. And if you're the type of person who doesn't like strong aromas, you might be put off by it, but it happens that I like cherry and lime. By the way, I'm using my Razor Rock Goat with the same Astro blade that I was using Monday. I decided, you know, what the heck, I'm just going to use it until the end of the week. So I had forgotten that I had flipped the blade around, because I'll do that about halfway through the life cycle of the blade. I have a hypothesis, which I cannot prove in any way, that by flipping the blade over, you can prolong its shaving life just a little bit more. Now, of course, I could be wrong. Probably am. But it hasn't let me down yet. By the way, I'm using a sterling badger knot, which retails for about $33, maybe $34. Oh, the quality is such that you'd be paying triple digits for comparable brushes. So don't let anyone tell you that you have to pay top dollar for a shave brush. But yeah, one of the reasons I got this particular scent profile, like, my brain moves faster than my mouth. It really does. But the reason I got the scent profile, besides its novelty, is because I do like the scent of leather. Yeah, so leather, pipe tobacco, those other scents I tend to gravitate toward. Also woody and earthy scents. Now with this scent of pipe tobacco, it kind of reminds me of my grandpa, because he used to smoke pipes. And my dad had his own pipe collection, although he rarely smoked pipes. He got onto Pall Mall Gold cigarettes, which I really hated. Cigarette smoke stinks to high heaven. Between that and his diet, he ended up needing open heart surgery on more than one occasion. It wasn't until the late 90s that he finally quit. The scent of pipe tobacco just really brings back memories of my grandpa. But while I very much enjoy the scent of pipe tobacco, I do not like the cancer that comes from smoking it. And it's getting it through shave soaps, aftershaves, and colognes. And candles, too. Yeah, I've only got one more of these Astra Superior Stainless. The Russian-made ones, anyway. Someone sent me, as an early birthday present, one of the new Mercure 34S razors. And that came with a 10-count tuck of Mercure blades made in the Czech Republic, which I find odd because they used to make the blades in Germany. But things might have changed over the last few years. Interesting because Astra Superior Stainless and Superior Platinum were originally made in the Czech Republic. And the Gillette Company, as is its habit, bought out the brand and shifted production to the famous plant in St. Petersburg, Russia. And that was in 2004. And Czech Blade Tools, which I believe is a company that makes the Astra Superior Platinum blades and the Superior Stainless, the original, was thereafter under a non-compete clause, which expired in 2019. And some forward-thinking genius of marketing held on to the machines that the company used to make its famous blades. And so they began production on a new line, two of them actually, Tiger and Tatra, both platinum blades. I get a tiny bit there, but I don't think I'm going to really need any touches, except maybe right under here. That's one of the things I like about Chicago Grooming Company. Is that the soaps are so slick that the blade just glides right over your skin. It takes up a lot more whiskers than some of the more popular beef or even mutton tallow soaps. And like I said, I like the mutton tallow soap that Sterling produces. In my opinion, it's slicker than the beef tallow. But like I said, I think the duck tallow edges it out just a little bit. Pun intended. All right, so I'm just going to rinse out my bowl here. Yeah, just to show you this, this is my Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Moonscape brush bowl scudder, lather scuttle. Yeah, so it's basically a bowl within a bowl. You take the water, hottest water from the tap. But if you use boiling hot water, the heat will cause the lather to take on a glue-like consistency, and you don't want that. Plus, boiling water will tend to crack fragile elements like acrylic and ceramics and stuff like that. So just use the hottest water your tap can produce. But you pour it in here, you stop it up with a cork, which the bowl comes with, a natural cork. Or you can use a rubber stopper too if you want. But the bowl within the bowl idea is basically you want to keep your lather warm. Which a lot of scuttles don't do that. Rinsing my brush out too, because you never want to leave lather in your natural hair bristles. You can kind of get away with that when you're using synthetics because the materials are a bit sturdier, but with organic materials, lye, which is an important component in most soaps, will gradually dissolve those organic materials. But yeah, this is the Sterling Badger brush with a butterscotch colored handle. Makes a nice contrast with the green soap containers, but yeah. And wow, I can hear the rain pouring down outside. Right, so now the companion aftershave splash. Or as Vita calls it, skin food. Because it's designed to be more than just an aftershave splash, which soothes then tones your skin. As you can see, it's a skin food formula. But it's supposed to help re-nourish your skin, not just make it smell good or tone up after a shave. now for the piece de resistance, we got post-shave balm. Vida used to make companion scent balms to go with her soaps back when she was operating under Oleo Soap Works, but those unfortunately do not sell as well. And plus, it can be expensive, because you're using perfumes and other stuff that could be easily used to make your actual product, like your aftershave. And if you're a small business and you're struggling, or you don't have time to produce a lot, because maybe it's a side gig like it was with Dr. John's, then yeah, I can see why some of that stuff might get discontinued, because if it's not selling, your resources are better directed towards stuff that does sell. So, anyway, this has been Oleo, now Chicago Grooming Company, New City Back of the Yards, Raspberry and Leather Scent, along with the companion aftershave and post-shave balm, which is unscented. So yeah, this is Mike for Blade and Brush saying, take care, have a good day.